Hello, Stitchy friends. Welcome to my channel. This is a FlossTube video all about cross stitching. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Joanne and I am the Eclectic Stitcher. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Hey, we're moving right along. Just a few more days and February is gone. For those of you who are new here, thank you for stopping by to checking me out. Hopefully you will see something that you liked and that you will come back. For my returning viewers, thank you guys for continuing to come back. I just love this community. I love that we can interact. Even though we're not talking face to face right now, you comment, you message me on Instagram, and I think it's just great. So thank you. Today I have a lot of things to share. I do like to keep my videos from 30 to 40 minutes, so I am not going to talk a lot. I just want to get right into it, if that's okay with you. What I am going to do today is I am going to show you my new starts, finishes, and WIPS. WIPs are works in progress. If you're new here, you didn't know. So I want to share all that with you because if you're just here for the cross stitching, I want to share all that with you first. And then if you don't want to know about my stitching events that I've attended or plans, or Happy Mail, and just things that I picked up, then you can just go and watch other floss tubers. But if you want to stick around and hang with me, hey, why not? So, got a lot of things to do. So let's get going. Now, let me tell you about starts. If you don't know, if you're new here, you haven't watched my channel in the last few months, I am part of a Discord group. Discord is kind of like Zoom, but in a different platform. And I'm in a group that was created by Denise, who is Goose Designs. And it is just a group for stitchers to come in and you can talk to them. You go into a room, you chat. Sometimes you have 3 people in the chat room. We're videoing, we're talking, we're stitching. Sometimes you can have up to 20 people in the room. So it's a great group. I love these ladies. These ladies are amazing. But one of the things that they do is that they do put on several different events and challenges, and it's great. Do we have to participate in all of them? No. Do I want to participate in all of them? Yes. I do suffer from FOMO. So even though I came into 2026 saying, I'm not starting anything, I've started everything. So I have started more projects since 2026 started than I've ever started in like 4 or 5 years. Okay, these girls are enablers, and although you have it in your mind, I can't start everything. You see them stitching together as groups, whether it's 3 people or all 20 of them or all 200 of them. When you start seeing people post things, I just get into this FOMO thing that I need to be involved. I need to do it. I do participate in a lot of stitch-alongs or start-alongs, also known as SALs. I'm more of a start-along. I will start everything. I will not keep up with all the start-alongs. So I'll talk a little bit about that, but I start a lot of things. But let's get going. Let me stop talking and let me show you what I have. This is actually, I really only have one finish this month, but here's the amazing thing about my finish. One of the things that we do in Discord is a monthly designer. Is that how you say it? Or a designer for the month. So they put out a poll a couple of weeks before the month ends, and they'll have 3 or 4 designers that the group members can vote which one they wanted to stitch next. And the designer that gets the most vote will get that next month. So for February, Erin Elizabeth, no, one moment. Okay, yes, Erin Elizabeth Designs was our February designer. which she puts out a lot of freebies, which is great. So a lot of us picked different freebies. Some of us had charts from her. You can pick whatever you want. The point is you stitch something that is designed by Erin Elizabeth for the month. Now, I picked and you don't have to start it and finish it in the month. You can pick, it may be a WIP that you just work on it, or you can start something and just work on it throughout the year. But I picked a small design that I could just start and finish in the month. Surprisingly enough, and I've never ever done this, I started her chart February 1st and I finished it February 1st. That's right, folks. I started and finished in one day. So let me show you what it is. Like I said, it's a small chart. But this is called Freebie Valentine or Valentine Freebie. Now, I will say that in her original chart, there are some black and white lines that go in the back of this heart. I decided not to stitch that. What I did is I did not stitch that, and then I stuck one of these flowers and I put it up here. That's it. That's the only modification I did to that. But I love it. It's a cute little chart. I stitched this on I want to say this is probably 16 count Ada, and it looks like it's Vintage Country Mocha. So that was my Erin Elizabeth design for the month. So yay me! So this was a start and a finish, also known as SAF. So yay me! Cute little start. Like I said, that is a freebie. You can find it on her website, or you can find it all over the web, YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook, wherever she posts things. So that's it. Oh no, wait a minute. Okay, that was the finish. And now I'm going to show you my starts. Now this one I didn't really set it up because it was in a bag that I took to retreat. But one of the things that we started recently, just a couple weeks ago, in Discord is some of the ladies wanted to stitch Red Bunny Sampler, which is by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. And here is that. So, and this was one of those projects that I said, I'm just going to bypass it. It's okay. I don't need to start it. I started it. But I am not stitching it with red. Mine is actually a blue bunny sampler. And here is my start. Not a whole lot, but it is a start. I started this. A lot of these projects, a lot of my WIPs I start in the top left corner. If not, I do start in the middle. And these are the colors that I'm using. This is by Classic Colorworks, and it's called Really Tilly. Okay, Really Tilly. There's some variegation in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got dark and light blues, and it's very pretty. I have debated back and forth if I wanted to keep it this color and or make it red, but I've decided that I'm going to keep it this color. One of the ladies on Discord, Stacy, she's stitching hers pink. And when I saw her, I thought, oh, I could be the different one too. I'm going to keep my blue. So a lot of them are stitching on red, but then you have some that are different, and we stitch different colors. So I am going to keep that blue. Oh, and I'm stitching this on a 28 count Monaco. Yes. And I am stitching this 2/2. I thought maybe I would stitch this like 1/1, but then I thought, no, I do like my big X's, and so 2/2, 28 count Monaco, Lugana. So that's one of my first starts. I actually started this at one of the retreats, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. But a couple of the ladies that are on Discord, 4 of them were there at the retreat. One of them actually is the retreat host, the person that hosted the retreat. but some of us started it there and it was great. But I'll tell you about the retreat later. Lots of fun. This next start, this was actually also a Happy Mail. This is a small start. This is called Red 9 by Dessence DHC. I've never heard of this designer, but one of my friends on Discord, Natalia, she purchased this at a thrift store, and she knew that I was trying linen fabric for the first time. So she asked me if I would want the kit. This actually came kitted with the floss. It's on 32 count natural linen, and it just came with a DMC floss. And so when she asked if she can send this to me, I said, sure. It's a small project, and I thought, since I just started stitching on linen, why not, try this out? So far, so good. I think it looks really cute. It's a small start, but I like it. Usually when I get kits, whether I purchase them or I get it from a retreat or just, friends that want to share, when they're fully kitted, I will start it right away. I do not have fully kitted projects that have not been started, usually. Will I start everything? Yes. But if I have to kit it up, sometimes it takes me a while. I do have a lot of WIPS. I won't tell you how many I have because I was told one time that it's none of your business how many WIPS I have. But when I do get a kitted by the way, I have like 78 WIPS, okay? I'm trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. And I am sure I'll get there by summertime. Who knows? But anyways, but when I do get a kitted project, I start it right away. Why not? So that's what I like to do. All right. So that was one of my starts. Now, I know I talk a lot about Discord just because a lot of the projects that I have, especially the last month or two, have been because I've been unable to start new things. So yes, I am part of Discord. I'm very active on Discord, but I do join other Zoom groups that are out there. Sandy, who is Stitching with Sandy, has a group that she does, Zoom. I try to join in as many different Zooms. Karen, Stitching Owl, she likes to do Zoom. So I am part of other groups, but I don't want you to think that Discord is my life, which it is, but it's because I start a lot of things. So this next start was a Groundhog Day event. So Groundhog Day was on Monday, February 2nd. And so when the Discord lady says, hey, let's stitch something with Groundhog, I just found this cute little Groundhog chart. This is Groundhog Day by Bent Creek. And I'm stitching this on a 25 count Lugana in the color sleeve pile. And I'm using DMC, but I selected my own colors. I just kind of picked colors that match that. I don't know if I've done good with that light brown color, but we'll see. When I put that darker brown in there, if I feel like this needs to be a little darker, I will, but I don't know. It was something to do for the event, and so I started that. And it's a small start, but hey, it's a start. So that's Groundhog Day by Bent Creek. This next start is actually a start for WIPGO. So I do participate in WIPGO. I have not done very good on it, but I am trying. And so one of the WIPGO calls for the month of February for my chart was to start something new by creatively crafting. And so I had this freebie chart called Love to Staff Things, which was one of their Stitch It patterns from 2024. So I picked this up. It's on an 18 count Aida. This Aida was actually a gift from Natalia. She did send me a couple pieces of fabrics that she hand dyed herself, and some floss, which I'll show you later. So there's really no name. She dyed this piece of fabric. I thought it was the cutest fabric. It's got some purple and pink, and I thought it was perfect for that. So small start on this one. Now for WIP Go, my personal goal is to stitch on a project 5 hours a month. So I do have a chart where I keep track of, I kind of do 30 minutes increments. Sometimes I'll stitch, stitch on Zoom or Discord, and sometimes it could be 2-3 hours and I'm still stitching on the same thing. So I think I've got about an hour and a half on that, maybe 2. Now mind you, when you're stitching with others on Zoom, you kind of tend to do a lot of talking, so I can't talk and stitch. So if I'm going to talk or kind of listen in, I do stop. So I may have been on this for 2 hours, but I probably only stitched on it for maybe half that time. But I do count the time. I think if I'm sitting there stitching, hey, I'm going to count it. My rules, right? Jessie Marie says that we can do our own rules when it comes to Discord. I'm sorry, not Discord, WIP Go. So yeah, so that's a start for that. This one I stitched. I picked this one up because once a month on Discord we have a challenge that was created by Sarah Ha. She's one of the Discord members. And for 250th anniversary for USA, we stitch once a month. We get together for 2 hours. It's usually on a Saturday or Sunday. And we will stitch on anything patriotic for that day. So this is what I picked up for February. This is almost done. And actually, the challenge for February was to stitch on a flag, a star, or something else. I forget. So I stitched these 2 flags, and I started this star here. So yay me, I get a point just for doing that. So this is almost done. As you can see, I just have a star here. I have to finish this star, do this star, and then do the words on the top. So I'll probably stitch some more on this and just kind of get it done. If I can get this done in the next month, then that's another great finish. But this is 4th of July, Independence Day by Annabella. And I'm stitching this on an 18 count Aida color Silver Moon. And I'm just using DMC colors. Okay. Oh, look at here. Last WIP. Woo, 18 minutes. Great. Now this is, okay, let me take this off. Give me 1 second. This chart, I picked it up. I don't know. Maybe it was just a random wheel thing. One of the things that I do is sometimes I have all my WIPs on a wheel. And so when I want to stitch, I will let the wheel pick my next WIP. And usually I will stitch on that WIP for 2 days or 3 days, and then I change it out. So on this particular day that I stitched this WIP was because I just randomly picked it out. Now I haven't stitched on this in a while. I'm going to show you the chart first. This is Love and Unity. It's a Quaker sampler by Jacob DeGraff, who is Modern Folk Embroidery. Now I started this. This is one of my old WIPs. I started this back in November 2021. He had hosted a Black Sampler November stitch along. So I decided to join in on that. Now the point of that stitch along was to start it and finish it in November. Well, silly me. I mean, I had only been stitching for a couple months when I saw this stitch along start, and silly me just picked the biggest project I could find. I knew back then that I was not going to finish this in the whole month of November, even if I tried. But I saw this chart and I really, really liked it. So I picked it up and I started it. Now, don't laugh because I don't stitch on this very often. I probably did not pick it up but maybe once or twice in 2025, okay? I'm stitching this on a 16 count Aida. It's white, and I'm using the color Anchor Black. I was not going to stitch it on black, so I kind of flipped the colors. White fabric, black floss. Okay. I'm going to show you where I'm at, where I am, but don't laugh. Okay? If you laugh, laugh silently. There it is. There is the beauty. I love this. I think this is great. What I worked on this last month was I worked on this. I stitched this here and I stitched that there. I didn't really spend a lot of time with it. This is a big project, but I will tell you, I really love this chart, this WIP. I just don't pick it up very often. But yes, and I say don't laugh because you know what? If I started this in 2021, I should have had this done by now, but I don't. That's why I have 78 WIPs, because I started everything, and I'm okay with that. I come to the conclusion that I am a process stitcher. I'm not a finisher, and I'm okay not finishing things. I just love to stitch. Now, I want to pick this up again and at least finish that motif there. And I'll show you here where I'm at. I'm right here. I just love everything about this. This thing is just beautiful. I just wished I spent more time stitching it. But I was happy with the progress I got. And I'll continue stitching this when it comes up again. Like I said, if this cord didn't occupy my time with all these starts, I probably could work on my WIPs. But I love it. I love this group. I love the community. I just love everything about it. One of the things that I do want to do in 2026 is I do want to pick up some of those projects that I still have from 21, 22 and finish them this year. So I am doing a little bit of that. I do have a project on a Q-snap right now that I started back in 2021 by Fat Quarter Shop that I really want to finish it. And so I'm trying to do like the 1 strand a day or 2 strands a day. I try to do that in the morning before I go to work. And then I use the evenings to work on other WIPs. So that is my goal for 2026, is to finish a lot of these. Now this one, forget it. This one's probably going to take me another couple of years, but that's okay. But some of my smaller ones I do want to finish. Okay. So that's all I have for WIPs, starts, and finishes. I do want to talk about some of my plans. I want to just briefly talk about a stitch retreat that I attended, what's coming up, and I just want to show you some haul and happy mail. So let's get to that, but give me one moment. I'll be right back. Okay, we're at 23 minutes, so I am going to try to get through this in the next 10 to 15 minutes so that my video is not so long. If you're still here, thank you for standing by, and hopefully those that did not want to listen to that, that's okay. They'll come back another time. So let's talk about some of my haul. So I attended, I was kind of a last minute attendee at Stitch Away, I think it's called Stitch Away Disney Retreat, that was held in Orlando. And Kim, who's a member of Discord, this was her first time doing this retreat in Orlando. She comes from out of state. They love Disney, and so that's why they came here. I live an hour and a half, about an hour and 20 minutes from Disney. So me driving there was not a hassle, was great. I could not go the whole weekend, but I had messaged Kim. I said, listen, I just want to go for a day. I want to go Saturday. I want to meet you ladies. I got to meet Jane, who's from Ohio. I got to meet Denise, who's Goose Designs. She's from Wisconsin, I think. Sorry, Denise. I met Chris. She is from Florida. She lives in North Florida. She's about an hour and a half north of Orlando. So we're about a 3-hour drive between me and her. So I got to meet her there, and these ladies are amazing. Of course, I met Kim, and then Kim's retreat partner was Rose, and these ladies were amazing. It's just, when you talk to people on Zoom or Discord. You go to these online events and you see people on Zoom for 6, 7, 8 months. Meeting them in person is just amazing. And it was crazy because when I got together with them, I felt like we had always met, like we were just talking to each other. But these ladies are special. They're amazing. I actually met Jane from Ohio the Sunday before the retreat. She actually came down and spent a few days at Disney, and I got to meet her at Animal Kingdom. And we just had a great time. Went to Animal Kingdom, went to Magic Kingdom, just kind of hung out, and it was great. So I got to meet her first, and then I met the group on Saturday. So that was great. It was a lot of fun. These ladies, I love them. I'm sorry, I'm just talking about these ladies, but I love these ladies. I love going to retreats. During the retreat, I've met new people. I think she had about 50 people in the retreat. Perfect. It was small enough where you can walk around and talk with people. I didn't get a whole lot of stitching. I started the Blue Bunny sampler, and that's all I got done the whole day I was there. I was there from about 9 in the morning till about hours, yes. I was there all day. So that's all I got done. But that's okay. I am a social butterfly. When I go to retreats, I like to meet other people. I like to talk to other people. You get to see what other stitchers do. You get to learn from other stitchers. And one thing that I really, really enjoyed was meeting individuals who are from Florida who meet up throughout the state. And it was great. I mean, I don't have a group here. I've been trying to create a group here, and I'm going to start hopefully again trying to get out there and just kind of see if I can make a little group here. But I will travel to Valrico, Tampa, Orlando, which Tampa's about 2 hours to the west of me. Orlando's an hour and a half north. Valrico's about an hour and a half to the west. I met a group of ladies that meet in West Palm Beach, which is like 2 hours to the east. So when I tell you I'm in the center of the state, I am 2 hours from the East Coast, 2 hours from the West Coast. So if I'm going to meet up with groups that are bigger, I do have to travel, and I'm okay with that. Most of these groups meet once a month on a Saturday. Now, I do work full time, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So I have to find groups that meet on a Saturday. And it's been amazing. And it's funny, you go to these retreats and you see people that you met before. And it was funny because one of the ladies came to me. She says, I've seen you somewhere. And we started talking, and come to find out that her and I stitch at a library. Now, I started going to a library in Bloomingdale, which is in Valrico. I went in January. I went to their event. I didn't go in February because this Orlando retreat was the same day. But she was there, and she says, oh, I'm Suzie, and yes, we were at the library, but I see so many people. I see faces. I don't remember names, and sometimes I don't remember where we were from or where I saw them. But Suzie was great. Actually, Suzie has a FlossTube channel that I didn't even know. And it's crazy how a lot of the stitches were like, oh, you're Suzie, you're da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, well, I just know Suzie from being another stitcher. I didn't know she was a FlossTuber. But I did join her. I subscribed to her FlossTube. Let me find her information. 1 second. Okay, so Suzie is the happiest stitches on earth. I know. You're like, really, Joanne? I've been watching her. Okay, I didn't know. I just know Suzie from attending retreats, daily retreats. And she's so awesome. And I watched her latest video. She actually does the FlossTube with a friend, and I think it's great. So awesome. She's a great person. But I got to meet with her. I got to talk to her. I will see her hopefully in March at the library, and we'll get to sit and stitch, which is great. So I love it. So that was really the only retreat I attended in February. And March, I'm going to the library. And hopefully I'll go to some of these other groups. I know March is very busy. Nashville Market is going on. There's stores that are doing events. I am not shopping market right now. I decided, this year I'm on a no buy year, and I'm doing pretty good. I will say, I'm doing pretty good. I haven't really bought anything. So I know with market, you can get things later in the year. I am not one to rush and get things just because I gotta have it. I will get it when the time comes. I have a lot of charts. I have a lot of things that I want to stitch, so I don't want to keep adding if I don't have to. So anyway, so at the Stitch Retreat, we did get, Kim had a designer, Atomic Ticky Pins. She's from California. She created a chart for us, especially for us. So this was exclusive for our retreat, but look at that. Is that not amazing? That is pretty. That is very pretty. There's a lot of back stitching on this. One day I'll probably pick it up and start it, but it's a pretty chart. They had the model there, stitch model, and it's beautiful. So that was the chart that we got for that retreat. We also got a small chart, which actually was a name tag. I have not started it, but they provided you with a little pouch, and it has a piece of perforated paper in there. And what they did is you would stitch the chart. It's a little chart, and then they provided the lanyard. But it's a little, I don't even know what they call this. I just call it the Epcot orange. Now, I'm not going to show a whole lot because there's no picture, but this is a Disney thing. Well, I don't know. It's an orange, but Disney has this character where they do a lot of merch from this character. So I thought it was perfect. It's really cute. So a lot of the ladies had stitched it, and you stitch it here on the side, and then you would, stitch your name here and use that as a name tag. I thought that was a great idea. It's really cute. Would have been something that I could have stitched up really quick, but I was there to socialize, to meet other people, so I didn't do a whole lot of anything but that. They did have a freebie table, and I picked up a few things from the freebie table. I will show you that. This is Beekeeper Bigfoot by Sambry Stitches. I have several of her things. I like her Bigfoot things, but I just thought that was a cute little chart. Someone put that there on the table. I also picked up this chart by Stitchy Princess, Miss Cross Stitch. Now, Stitchy Princess is really one of my favorite stitchers. I just like her thing. She's from the Ukraine, and she puts out a lot of different things that are like this. I just thought that was really cute, so I had to pick it up. Will I stitch it? I don't know, but I got it. I got to stitch it, right? So I picked that up, and then I saw this booklet. This is Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. This is from January 1987. It says here there's 26 great projects inside. But what really attracted me to that was that project there. I just thought this was the cutest thing. Yes, there's a lot of projects in there. It's actually in pieces because there has this piece here, and then it's got like the animals all separated, and they have the chart in one. So, and there's a few other little things in here, but I don't know, just something about this chart in the front. They have this cute little chart. I probably won't stitch that, but it does have some other things. But is that not the cutest thing? Noah's Ark. I just thought that was really cute, so I picked it up. It was free. We like free things. See, we're in a no buy here, but I will pick up free things. One thing that I did buy, I bought my first Dot Dot Designs bag. This is one of Denise's bags. And what attracted me, she did have several bags, but when I walked by the table, I don't know if the glare, I saw this and I fell in love with that inside fabric. just the colors. But then I turn it around and look at this. Look at all those animals. Foxes, bunnies, spiders. This has got to be the cutest bag ever. So yes, I had to buy it and add it to my stash. And I actually am using this for my blue bunny sampler just because I thought, hey, it's a Discord thing, Denise put it together, and this has bunnies, so why not? So I love it. Great bag. Her bags are beautiful. She does a great job on those bags. If you ever want to buy a bag, I will link her channel below, and you can find out about her Etsy shop and all that. Something I received as Happy Mail, and I'm going to try to get through this. Steph, who is Lake Girl Stitches, she's one of my Discord friends too. She started this project, I don't know how long ago, but she doesn't stitch on 16 count 8 anymore. Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. I've always seen people stitch this, and I thought, man, that is so pretty. And so one day she shared it on Discord and said, hey, does anybody stitch on 16 count 8 and you want to adopt this? And of course I said, me, please. So I picked it up. I received it. This is where she had it. And I did pick it up this last couple weeks, and I stitched these 2 bats here. That's all I've done. I just added the 2 bats. But this is pretty. Now I'm wondering, did I show you guys this last month? I almost feel like, you get those deja vu moments, and I feel like I've shared this with you guys already. I don't know. Oh well. But here you see it again. That is beautiful. She did such a beautiful job with that, and I'm really trying to keep up with those beautiful stitches. But she was so sweet. She sent all the floss. I braided all the floss. She sent it with this ring and charm. There's a crow there, and there's this charm that says Halloween. It's really cute. So yeah, this is great. I love it. So that's one of my new WIPS. She also sent, and I put this in my, what do you call this? Dias de los Muertos project bags. Yes, I did. She also sent me some floss tags. I love floss tags. But I really like these. They're so cute. I'm all about patriotic. Oh, can you see that? Let me back up. So she told me, and they're all the same, she told me that this was a picture. I believe she said she took this picture from her lake, from their lake of 4th of July one year. And then she's got her information on the side. Steph Lake size stitches. I have not punched them because I don't know how I'm going to do that. I really like this. This is good quality. Oh, and she has this little, she put him on this little charm with a flag. And is that not the cutest? I love it. I love this stuff. I love my floss tags. As a matter of fact, I picked up some floss tags at the Orlando retreat, and I'll share that with you. This was a set of floss tags I received with, this came with a charm. But this is like precedents from the past. And I thought, wow, this is so really cool. The Constitution, the We the People. So these were it looks like these were from Annabella's. I didn't know that. I just noticed that. And then these were on the freebie table, and I thought these were really cute too. These are all the same. There's different, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I'll never get this lighting right. Let's see. Yes, no. Here. So there's different wordings there, like family, pumpkin pie, family time, pie crisp, so different things. I thought these were, really cute. And then Miss Denise, Goose, She had these and she gave them to me. I've never used these. These are very popular too. Um, but they're good. What do you call them? Plastic. So yeah, I'm all about the floss tags. I make my own floss tags, but when I get stuff like this, it's, I'm all about that, all for it. My friend Jane gave me this. It's one of those little, like, toy boxes, and there's some goodies inside. Just little stitchy goodies. And also got some pins. At the retreat, different people gave pins. Somebody had these Mickey buttons and she turned them into pins. So a lot of cute little things. But I really like this. She actually had what they call a snag nabbit. I've never used one. I've heard of them, but I've never used one. So I don't have it in there because I actually put it in my little stitchy case. So yeah, so that was my friend Jane. Oh, I also picked this up from the freebie table. This was a kit. It says happily ever after. And you're supposed to put your name and your loved one. So I'll probably stitch that one day. It's a full kit. And I also received Happy Mail from my friend on Discord, Sarah G. And she's from Missouri, I think. She sent me these two charts that she knew she wasn't going to stitch. This is behind set. This is actually, looks like it's like a monthly thing. This is Joyful June and this is Joyful September. And it's cute because if you can see on the alphabet, the designer put the word September there. It does come with the big eye button and the charm. And this is June, which June is here. I just thought these charts were really cute. Of course, she says, does anybody want it? She said, Joanne, I think you'll like this. I said, sure, send it over. So I got that. Great. Love my Discord friends. They're so great. Natalia, I mentioned her. She had given me some stuff. I actually picked up this bag from the freebie table with a bunch of pieces of different linens. So I thought, hey, that's perfect. But this purple one is also another one that Natalia had dyed. This is actually a 28 count linen. And I had mentioned that she had sent me some floss. She likes Mo's cells, and I've heard other stitchers talk about Mo's cells. I've never stitched with the floss. I've never stitched with, with silks. So she thought it would be good for me to try some. Now, I didn't think she was going to send me all these, but she did, and I love it. All these beautiful colors. Look at that. So I'm excited. I can't wait to start. Like I said, it's Mo's Cells. I think she's on Etsy, I believe, or Facebook. So she was so sweet to share these with me. So I'm going to have to find a project that I can stitch with one of these colors. So my friends, I'm almost at 45 minutes. I'm past my time. But you know what? I've come to the end. Oh, let's talk about plans real quick. I am so sorry. So I haven't done very good with my plans. February has pretty much been a stitch what you want when you want, start all the things, and that's about it. I do participate in several challenges like Laura, Stitching by the Shore. She does a prompt, 10 prompts for the month. Monthly Magazine, which is a Facebook group by Seasick Stitch and Robin, who is Bird's Eye Stitches. WIPCO, I'm participating on that. Just a couple little different things that I do, but I will say, when I sat down with my planner to see what I've been doing, I realized that I have not been keeping up with my challenges. That's okay. When March starts, we're going to try it again. And if I participate, fine. If I don't, hey, it's okay. I know a lot of these challenges is to get us motivated to stitch and work on our WIPS, and I've done good about that. But like I said, I've done a lot of starting stuff, so it's okay. March, we're going to start clean slate. I'm actually going to put my sheets together for the month of March if they put things out there. Oh, Sammy J, I do participate in Sammy J. She's on Instagram and she picks 5 different prompts for the month. You do your own rules for these prompts. You do what you like, how you like it. Some of the acrostics, Beth, who is, I forgot Beth, I'm so sorry. Crafts and Books on Facebook. She has a Facebook group and she does acrostics every month. So I do create my sheets to work on these challenges. Whether I do it or not, it's just up to me. I don't prepare them where I pick projects. What I normally do is I will stitch on a WIP, let's say today, and then I'll look at the charts, at the sheets to see if that particular project that I stitch on, does it fit any of the prompts? If it does, great. I write it on there, and at the end of the month, if I have a sheet with several prompts in it, then I'll post what I did. If not, that's okay. But I did get some work done. Okay, I'm going to shut up now because I'm just talking, but I did want to mention that with planning, because I do talk about plannings and different things I do, I'm just going to admit that February was a flop. I didn't. That's okay. But all is good. I hope that you are stitching all the things. If you have any questions about anything that I showed, I try to at least tell you the fabrics that I use. But if for any reason I forgot, you just reach out to me. I am Joanne the Eclectic Stitcher on Instagram. I do have a Gmail, Joanne the Eclectic Stitcher on Gmail. I do have a personal Facebook page, but I don't use it. Well, I use it just to go into cross stitch groups. I don't post anything on my personal Facebook page because all my cross stitch stuff goes in the different groups that I participate in. So some of you may see me posting on the groups. So if you see me, hey, reach out. You can find me on Facebook. You can just find Joanne. You'll see my face there. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to really be quiet now because I'm really over my time. And this video was supposed to only be 40 minutes, but I had a lot of things to talk about. And I wanted to show you all the things so I can put all this away and get to stitching and have a great day, you guys. Thank you for watching me. I love you guys. You guys are the great. Thank you for hanging out with me for this 48 minutes. Mwah. See y'all later. Bye.